I'm your girl, Nye.
And I'm your girl, Ray. And this is Cuffed to the Culture,
where we stay with hella opinions,
hella intellect,
hella laughs,
and we're hella black.
Coming in hot. I'm your girl, Nye.
And I'm your girl, Ray. And this is coming in hot. That's on brand for the episode because it's an R&B episode.
It's a pretty music-heavy episode, actually.
And this is coming in hot. The hottest topics, the wildest headlines, and the conversation the group chat has been arguing about all week. Let's get into it. Night, what's up? Girl, tell me about your week.
Much. Okay. So coming in hot, y'all, I was lucky enough to be able to go to a Netflix premiere screening of the new series Man on Fire. So we all know and love the original from Denzel about 20 years ago. That's Denzel and Dakota Fanning, Man on Fire, which was such a good movie. I don't know if you've seen it, Ray, but it's so good. I love that movie. Ending, chef's kiss, amazing. But now we have a new reboot coming from Netflix, which I am so excited about. And it stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and then it is directed by Steven Caple Jr. So Yahya, we all know from Candyman. I don't know if you've seen, and you're not a horror girl, but have you seen Candyman? New Candyman?
Yeah. I'm not a horror girl, but if it's a black horror, I'll watch it like this.
Yes.
And I did see it.
And I think Nia DaCosta was the director for that. So yes.
Queen.
So yes, literally. She did Candyman, and Yahya starred as Candyman. And then he also was in Watchmen. And he did a great episode of Black Mirror, if y'all haven't watched. It's like a very interesting LGBTQ-focused kind of episode with Anthony Mackie, surprisingly.
The one where they were playing the video game? Yeah, yes. That was good, too.
Yes, that was a good...
Anything he's in is good. What a mighty good man.
And that is honestly why we're here today, Cuff Click. We will get into the full just discussion of the show and a lot of the black shows or shows where black stars led or were featured. So think You, Me, and Tuscany, Michael, Man on Fire. Sorry. We will get into that next Friday in our Coming in Hot. But today, I quite literally just want to talk about how we have a new fine director, lead actor combo with Mr. Yahya and Mr. Steven Caple Jr., okay? They're giving Michael and Ryan a run for their money.
No, wait a minute.
They are giving Michael and Ryan a run for their money, okay?
You're putting Ryan and MBJ under Yahya and Steven? Or you saying they're neck and neck?
They're neck and neck, at least from what's fineness first. I'm going to talk about them being fine first. Neck and neck with the fineness. And I do think it's an interesting thing when a black man directs another black man, especially when things like emotions are involved, which I think Ryan and Michael do very well. And from the first episode, Yahya and Steven do very well as well. So ladies, we're going to ask you, who is your fave fine director lead actor duo? Okay. Are you leaning to our classic, well-known, we know and we love Mr. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler? Or are you going new? Their first project together, Mr. Yahya and Mr. Steven. Let us know in the comments.
I got the right answer. Cuff Click. Tyler Perry and Terrell Carter. Beauty in Black. Round of applause. Bye.
Interesting. But anyways, Ray, let's get into this next topic because you're playing games.
Oh, y'all, I'm just in a silly, goofy mood. But I'm also in a celebratory mood because, Nye, did you see? Our girl, Brandy, is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year 2026 BET Awards. It's going to be a time. This is clearly the year of Brandy. Earlier this year, she received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her debut memoir, Phases, came out and has been received a lot of critical acclaim and a lot of juicy stories in the timeline. This is just her year to get the flowers she is well deserved to get. Thank you.
I'm super excited for Brandy. I fully agree with you. I think this is the year of Brandy. And Brandy has such a huge impact on me because I am a Moesha stan, okay? If I have a comfort show, if I were to say and we're gonna get into this cuff click eventually, but my cultural holy trinity, the pieces of media that I feel like shaped me into the person
Mhm.
or the woman I am today, Moesha is
Moesha?
that TV show. Moesha
Yeah.
is that TV show for me. I don't know who I would be without Moesha.
And that is a great point. Like her starring as Moesha, one of the first of her time as a black
Mhm.
girl, brown skinned black girl at that, ahead of its curve. I mean, her music career, which I want to talk about a little bit, like she is the vocal Bible.
Yes.
Acting wise, music wise, everything she does is a killer. So I think her being the vocal Bible and inspiring so many legends opens up a wide door for people to perform. So now tell me, who are a couple people you'd like to see perform and do a tribute to Brandy?
I want to see let's see Coco Jones.
Hmm.
I think Coco Jones can do some of her harmonies, especially her lower register. Brandy
Oh,
can get like
absolutely.
her alto. I think Coco could do that. I would also want to see. I would like to see Chloe and Halle do "What the Boy Is Mine," like
Mm,
because I can't think of any
honestly,
other duo I would want to see do that. And like they're already
yeah,
a duo together, and of course they're sisters, so it would just be fun. But I would
yeah.
just love to see that as a performance. Yeah, I would love to see
I
them
would
do
love
"The Boy
that.
Is Mine."
I would have said Flow for The Boy Is Mine. I think they've done a couple other Brandy covers, but
Mm.
they can harmonize their butts off, and I
I
would
do
love
love
to
me some
see it.
flow. But I
I
feel like 3
also
people, could we do the
they'll
duo?
figure it out. Yeah, or
Okay.
they can take their turn and figure it out. We'll make it happen. They can call me. Uh, I don't know, maybe shooting too high, but Ariana Grande, if she's available. Yes, I know her at the BET Awards
Hmm,
may be a bit questionable, but especially
interesting.
because she was a large part of Brandy and Monica reconnecting and doing that when she did the Boy Is Mine remix, and she has talked
Mhm.
extensively how Brandy has been an influence for her. What better way to give her flowers? Now, she may be but too busy or filming another movie, but I think she can come back.
Let's save that for
Uh,
the Grammy tribute. Keep the BET tributes as
you
it
know
is.
that's my light skinned queen. Stop. Not too much of my mocha grande. Thank you. I know he's been a bit taboo recently, but I mean, I can't think of Brandy without thinking of her little brother Ray J. And if he could pull it together and kind of honor her in the way that he has, especially singing like best friend, I think that would be a beautiful moment if they can heal internally. You're not feeling it.
I really enjoy Ray J as a person. I think he's very entertaining and very funny. I
Hmm.
don't know after the verses, I don't know how much I wanna hear Ray J sing.
To my baby's
And
boy, to my baby's boy.
so that's my only thing with Ray J, but I do hope they reconcile enough for him to come because he was not at her star signing. Like he was not at
Hmm.
her Hollywood star what would we call like a program or he wasn't there at all. He wasn't
The
there for
reveal,
when she
yeah.
got her yeah, the reveal of her Hollywood star. He wasn't there. So I
Oh.
would love for him to be there for her BET Lifetime Achievement Award. BET is such a beloved and respected media platform for us, for
Hmm.
our community. And so for her to be honored almost at the highest of highs for our community, I would want her brother there. So I
Yeah.
do hope they can work it out.
I do too. So,
Yeah.
Brandy, Ray J, if y'all listening, come on home.
Please.
Okay, so we talked a bit about like her music career and then your love for
Mhm.
Moesha. What are some elements outside of what we talked about that you would like to see? I know for me, in her tribute, again, I'm aiming for the moon. I want the game reunion. I think Brandy as Chardonnay Pitts was phenomenal. It was so out of pocket for her.
How I would like to spin that is I would love for like Tasha Mack.
Yes, Jason.
I I would love for them to come up and speak to her role on the show and what she added.
Yeah.
I would also love for the Moesha cast to do the same. Then
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Whitney. That just made me sad. I was gonna
Don't
say I
do
would
it.
have loved for Whitney to be able to say something about Cinderella, of course, but maybe Whoopi.
Right.
Maybe Whoopi will come
Maybe
through.
Whoopi. Or
Maybe
maybe we
Whoopi.
get the guy, the Blasian guy that starred as her co-star,
He was not
was he even
Blasian.
Blasian? Hey,
He was
I don't know what
Filipino.
he was ethnically, but he was fine, I can tell you that.
But I
Because
would
they
love
typically do the tribute video as well, where
mhm.
everyone speaks on the career and
Yes.
then the performances, so yeah, I think a Jason Pitts, Tasha Mack on the screen would be
Mhm.
phenomenal.
I would love that, and I also wanna hear Mo to the E to the I'm in the morning,
Mhm.
it's time and
I think Countess
it's
Vaughn could kill that.
me.
All jokes aside, I
She
think Countess
could.
Vaughn would do a great job at that.
She
She
would,
can
she would.
sing.
I don't know, she can, she really can. So I would be excited to see a Moesha theme song
Mhm.
rendition, of course, but that's just me being a Moesha fan.
Uh, well, whatever it is, I can't wait to see. BET Awards comes back this June, so we will be tuned in. And Cup Click, you already know, we're gonna be coming in hot on all things BET. So just hold your calendar until then.
But speaking of Brandy, and one person we didn't mention for her tribute, which is
Mhm.
someone who always gives her the credit and always gives her just her props, is Miss Kehlani.
Oh
And so
yes.
Kehlani loves Brandy down, as we know,
Mhm.
like loves,
Mhm.
loves, loves Brandy down. And she's actually on Kehlani's new self-titled album, which is exactly what we're talking about. By the time this episode launches, the album will be out. But Kehlani's self-titled album is coming out April 24th, Friday, so today, which we're so, so, so excited about. So one thing that I really love about Kehlani's kind of like press tour around this album is she was
Mhm.
essentially speaking about how technical traditional R&B is and how beautiful it is. So,
Yes.
one of her direct quotes was specifically about traditional R&B was they wouldn't call it genius or groundbreaking or anything like that, or they hadn't since the 90s. And then she
Mhm.
gets into talking about a little bit about how right now it seems as almost like alternative R&B, or like as I like to call it, like whisper R&B is what's being seen as the R&B and what's so innovative and different
Mhm.
and all of these things. And in my opinion, like traditional R&B music is that girl. I love
Yeah.
traditional R&B. I always go back to my early 2000s, 90s R&B. I want to hear
Literally.
harmonies. I want to hear vocal stacks. I want to hear all
Mhm.
of those things. And Kehlani mentioned that. She said R&B is genius. It's modulating. It's four-part
Yes.
harmonies. It's changing the keys when you're singing. It's an extremely technical style of singing, and people
Mhm.
sometimes don't give it the credit it's due. I'm assuming because it's a black art form, per
Of
usual.
course. I ain't that
We
on
already
brand
know
for the
that.
people. Yeah.
So Kehlani was just really speaking about what traditional R&B means to her and how it shaped her. So let's go through some of the features, y'all. Some of the features on this album include Clips, Lil Wayne, Big Sean, Usher, T-Pain, Cardi B, Brandy, Missy Elliott, Lil Jon, and Leon Thomas.
But going back to what you were saying earlier about traditional R&B, I really echo those sentiments. Like I love a good yearning R&B. I love a good lyrical
Mhm.
R&B. R&B and country used to be two of my favorite genres just because of the storytelling aspect of it. And I'm from Texas, y'all. So anybody who don't know, that's why I'm listening to country. But I appreciate a good R&B. I want a bridge. I want
Mhm.
begging, pleading. I want lots of vocal stats, and I want a story to wrap it all up. So I'm excited to hear what Kehlani is going to do with this album. I think looking at the track list, I'm very, very excited for Shoulda Never with Usher. Again, Usher comes from that traditional
Mm.
R&B type of lane. I'm excited to see what they'll do together. I'll also throw in I Need You with Brandy because similar things, they both came up in that 90s. So I know after Kehlani did Folded and Brandy did the cover, like they probably have some good working chemistry that I hope
Yes.
leads into this new song. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna stay up till 9 and listen to it. And yes, I
Okay.
did say stay up. 'Cause auntie be getting tired.
I'm screaming. I'm excited for Call Me Back with T-Pain and Lil Jon.
Lil
T-Pain to me was
Jon.
such an interesting time of like R&B and pop because he
Mhm.
did kind of usher us into that. Not he kind of, well, no, because Kanye helped too, but the auto tune type of
Yeah.
vibe. But I still
Yeah.
think T-Pain was still very much yearning and making songs we wanted to sing to.
So with T-Pain, I'm glad you brought him up because he is so, so talented. I love how he trolled us for years. Or not even troll, but he came up in the auto-tune era, and then after a while, he just revealed that he had a beautiful voice. He probably could
Yeah.
have been an R&B singer, but he wanted to do the, nappy boy rapping and the auto-tune thing. So either way, I'm very excited to see what he does. And we have Lil Jon on there too. That's kind of just giving me all my 2000s crunk. I just don't know where it's going to
Mm-hmm.
go. So I don't know if T-Pain is going to be rapping or singing, but I'm very excited to hear it.
I'm super excited too. And I'm actually excited for her song with Leon Thomas as well. If I were to give another
Mhm,
one, I think Leon's voice is so special. I think I love to see like the friendly competition, not even competition necessarily, but they were
mhm,
both going so hard for Grammy season. Like they both
mhm,
truly were posting so many things. Kehlani had
mhm.
all the remixes dropped. So, because they were both going up for
Remember,
Folded and Mud.
remember.
Yeah. So
Mm-mm.
they both of them had like, I don't even want to say songs of the summer. I want to say like song of the last like year and a half.
Yeah,
So
that were everywhere.
that were everywhere. It was them too. So I'm really excited for them to come together and do something.
Mhm. But I'm looking forward. Kehlani put the people on. She's clearly a student of the greats. including Brandy, as aforementioned. So I'm ready to hear it. And if it really is what she is purported to be, which I have no reason to doubt, then I know it's
Mhm.
going to be a classic for me. Banger.
Same.
I might have to buy it on vinyl. You know, as we talk about concerts and music overall, I have to give a shout out to Cardi B and the Little Miss Drama Tour. Round of applause, Clip.
Okay.
Cardi B just broke so many records with her Little Miss Drama Tour. It's been
Mm.
all over my TikTok, my Twitter, my Instagram feeds, the outfits, the clips, the moments of her dancing, the moments of her just talking to the audience, the moment of her going off on State Farm, but we'll get into that later. I first would like to give Cardi B her flowers. Let me read a
Mhm.
couple of the stats. Okay. First of all, the tour grossed over $70 million and sold out
Okay.
35 out of 35 arena shows. So that made it the highest grossing debut arena tour by a female rapper.
And you said how much money again?
$70 million.
You go,
70.
Cardi. You go,
Period.
girl.
Cut that checks. And she did all of this by herself. She had some
Mm,
really great moments. She brought out some dope people, which I love, but she was the only headliner. She was the only performer. She
yeah.
didn't have an opener. So kudos to Cardi.
I am really happy for Cardi, honestly.
Mhm.
I think Cardi has kind of warmed our hearts since she was on Instagram. And
Mhm.
I think one thing that Cardi has always shined with is she's always been fun and she's always been entertaining. And
Yes.
so there are with concerts, I think people always try to aspire to be Beyonce, and they try to aspire for, like, the production quality and the background dancers and the
Mhm.
outfits, and it
The
always kind of
precision.
falls the precision, and it kind of falls flat because they forget one key component of Beyonce shows, and we've both been to a Beyonce show. I've been to plenty of Beyonce shows. Beyonce shows
Mhm.
are fun.
Mhm.
People are forgetting that Beyonce shows are a good ass time. We have
Yeah.
fun, we have a ball, and so every clip I saw of Cardi's show, people were having a ball. Like, it
And
just
that's it.
looked like a ball, a good time. It looked
Mhm.
like it was a lot of fun. I saw a pregnant lady, like, she won the twerk challenge.
And she must have split. Yeah. Yeah. She was having a
Yeah,
ball. That baby coming
she
out.
was having a good time, and so I think what Cardi did and has consistently done and to stay
Mhm.
relevant, to stay popping, to stay in the limelight is she always surprises us. And by
Mhm.
surprises, not even just bringing people out. I mean, surprises us like I don't think I thought Cardi's tour was gonna be that good, if I'm being honest. Especially
I say the same.
yeah, especially her coming straight off of having a baby. I'm like, "Girl,
Mhm.
how is you about to do this?" But she always surprises us, and she always has a good time. Cardi B,
Exactly.
she has fun. It's a fun time, and I think a lot of artists are missing that about their concerts. Like, it's supposed to be
Mhm.
fun. People are not giving
No.
you $500 for a ticket to not have fun. So,
I'm not giving too
go
many
Cardi.
people $500, but I always like to say there are 2 types of concerts I go to. One where
Mhm.
I'm like a Beyoncé tour where I'm going for the production value. I know the show itself is gonna be worth seeing and worth the money.
Yeah.
And then another one is gonna be like an artist where I love their music and I'm just here to sing along and dance too. So for Cardi, I didn't buy tickets for similar reasons you mentioned because of the
Mhm.
whole pregnancy thing, and I'm like, I just don't know if it's gonna be worth it. But hey, I'll publicly say it. I wish I would have went. Like, it looked like so
Yeah.
much fun. She brought out so many crazy artists. Like, I would have loved to go in New York where she brought out Lil Kim. I would have loved to go to
Yes.
Houston, obviously, where she brought out my girl Meg. Like, banger after banger. Cash Doll in Detroit, like they were having a ball. Like, I think the best thing about Cardi's guest stars that she pulled out is you could tell she was actual fans of them. So when they're having their
Mhm.
moment, she's standing up to the side rapping. We saw it with Little Kim. We saw her going bar for bar with Trina. And honestly, Cardi sang. Because if I got the chance, me and Trina, you don't know now. I'm rap for Trina.
And yeah, Cardi is just a good time, and I think sometimes
Yeah.
that energy is just infectious, like, it just really
Mhm.
is. So,
I love it.
kudos to you, Cardi, shout out to you, girl, you did your big one, and you made us eat our words because I am now very sad I didn't go to that tour.
It's okay. We'll catch the next one. And you talked a bit about Cardi's personality, and I want to say it's crazy. Cardi is so likable, and yet somehow, someway, whoever had her messed up at that State Farm Arena in Atlanta, in your city. So, on about April 18th, a couple hours before the tour was to start, Cardi went live, going off on some unseen employees for basically being rude. I won't paraphrase what she said, but she basically was like, "This is my 35th show. This is my last show, and I haven't dealt with anybody as rude as y'all. Like, y'all need to hear me out." She ended the live. The clips went viral. Everybody was on her side, myself included, because I don't know who had Cardi messed up, but for her to go live and take it to the streets lets me know that they were really being foul.
My favorite Cardi B moment to this day is when she
Mhm.
went off on Peter Guns on the
Oh,
Love and Hip Hop reunion when he was cheating on Tara and Amina. Well, not even cheating, they were having babies back to back to spite the other. That was crazy in and of itself.
in and
But
of itself.
I just love when she said, "I'll be damned if I had your nut in my bloodstream." And she ate
Uh-huh.
that. And you
And
ate
she
that.
did.
And so I
And
don't know
she
why people play
did.
with
My favorite
Cardi.
part was when she was like he was like, "You don't know what I'm doing in my household." She was like, "You ain't good at babies." And she just made it so funny, man.
You ain't paying both of their rent.
You ain't
What?
supposed to be you paying their rent.
Like, come on, Peter Guns. We all know you're not paying both of their rent. Let's be for real. But yeah, I
Sis.
feel like Cardi has always been super outspoken. But being in LA and hearing like crazy industry horror stories and different
Mhm.
stories of different celebrities all the time, I will say I don't really hear much bad about Cardi B. Like there are certain people who if you get your makeup done by or hair done by certain people and they do certain hair, certain makeup, etc., they will fully
Mhm.
tell you who is a jerk and who is not. I've never heard anything bad about Cardi B. It seems
Not
like
at
she
all.
pays her I've never heard she don't pay nobody because there's a lot of celebrities that do that. I never
Mhm.
heard she don't pay nobody. I never heard she's just nasty or rude or mean for no reason. So I feel
Mhm. I
like
heard
whatever
she's a
she was
great
going off.
tipper.
Yeah, so I feel like whatever she was going off for probably was warranted. Um
And I'm on her
and
side.
and
Period.
sometimes you have to be a little bitchy to get the job done. And speaking
Hello.
of that, and being a boss and being a girl boss, let's
Oh,
get
here
into
we
my
go.
girl, Miss Emma Grede.
Yeah.
The internets are dragging my girl. So I'm going to give Cuff Click, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Some of her credits or businesses include a lot of Kardashian things. So Kris
Mhm.
Jenner Cleaning Company, Safely, and Chloe's All American Jeans Company. She is co-founders of both of those. With Chloe's business, she is also the CEO, so the Chief Executive Officer. With
Mhm.
Skims, she was a chief product officer. I don't know if she still is in these roles, so this could have changed or shifted.
Not in
But
scams. She's
oh, not in
definitely still on Good
Skims.
American, which is why I'm able to buy Good American jeans without any guilt.
But
Supporting a
she
black
was
woman, thank you.
so I will say she was chief product officer at Skims, and then she was also and she was a founding partner for Skims as well. And
Mhm.
she was also a founding investor in Kylie's clothing brand Kai.
Kylie had a
So
clothing brand?
yeah.
Huh.
You know the Kardashians got everything, child.
Go
So,
ahead.
oh, she was also a judge on Shark Tank too. Love me some Shark Tank.
Yes.
So recently, my girl Emma Grede was on Kiki Palmer's podcast.
Baby, this is Kiki Palmer.
Shout
Call
out
me
to Kiki.
Kiki.
And shout out to Kiki for always having great conversations. But
Oh,
Emma
it's
is
so good.
receiving a lot of backlash for just some of her thought processes, how she thinks,
Mm.
her ethos. So let me give you guys a little download on what Emma's ethos is. She essentially is a if you want something, you will have to sacrifice type of girl. One of the big things that she said that kind of has gotten people in an uproar online is more so she said working from home is a career killer for women. So there was a lot of discourse about that. And then she
Mhm.
also talked about being kind of a an involved mom, but not a super involved mom. And by that,
A
I think the
3-hour mom.
Reagan knows the quote. She said a 3-hour mom. What I took from what she said was she said that she's not micromanaging her kids' lives. And she says she's there
Mhm.
for the big moments. If you want her at the big, your play, your winter play for the school or your championship soccer game, things of that nature, she said she'll be there for those types of things. But the day to day, because she is her own person and her own woman, she does not subscribe to being around her kids like all day long because she
Mhm.
has so much to go on and do. So I
Okay.
want to hear your opinion, Ray, because it's so interesting. We got into this on our very first episode of
We
Cuff to the
did.
Culture. We literally had an entire conversation about soft girl lifestyle versus being a girl boss. So if you guys
Mhm.
haven't listened to that episode, definitely go listen to it because we literally gave our full feelings on this. But I do want to just hear Ray some light feelings, especially since it's kind of resurfacing and rebubbling up with Emma.
Yeah, I honestly, when I saw it, I was like, wow, we really did talk about this. So kudos to us. But it's going to be a constant conversation now as we are seeing people saying, oh, I don't know why we have the right to work or who fought for the right for women to work and people who leaning into soft life. And we talked a bit about that. But specifically with Emma's comment, I will say I understood where she was coming from. Though that is not my personal aspiration to be a 3-hour mom and to overly sacrifice and chase up to the C-suite, I think that is who she's talking to. And if for me, my biggest thing is if it does not apply, let it slide. Like you let it roll off your back. You're not her target audience. Everything is not for everybody. So I didn't get too caught up in the uproar about it. I think if you're a woman that wants to chase after your dreams and rise to the C-suite, there are going to be a lot of sacrifices you have to make. But that's why there are only so many CEOs and there's tons of directors and VPs. Like as we climb up, the spaces get smaller and smaller, and you're gonna have to put in the sacrifices. You cannot always get visibility and screen time with your boss through Zoom, through Google Meet. You may need that office chatter. I need to lean over and hear what my coworkers are talking about, or what the execs are talking about in the kitchen while they're grabbing coffee. You need that bit of FaceTime and visibility if you want to move up, and if that's something that's important to you. Now,
Yes.
on the other side, I was not a huge fan of the 3-hour mom comment, speaking solely as a person who has no kids and is waiting a while until she does. I think that philosophy is one thing if you have like 1 or 2 kids, but she has 4 now. And so it poses a question to me, and I'm open to a conflict. If
Mhm.
you have kids, if you're a working mom, navigate how much does your personal ambitions bleed into how many kids you choose to have, because I would imagine 4 kids
Mm.
is 4 different, like you mentioned, dance lessons or recitals or whatever you wanna be there for,
Sports games, all the
sports
things.
games, all the
Important
things,
events
important events. You now have
to a
4
child.
times, yes,
Yeah.
4 times the amount as opposed to I love when I see the girls with 1 child and that they give that child their full undivided attention. Again,
Mm.
I'm just curious. I don't have kids, and I recognize that it's a touchy subject, so conflict
I don't
doesn't help
have
me, but
kids. I don't have to go
I
as
have
hard.
to go with hard. I know. But I'm just curious, like, that's a lot to juggle for someone who is so ambitious, so I'm just curious how that
Yeah.
happened.
And
Mhm.
I think 2 things about the entire conversation, and I think a lot of people project it. So I'll say the first thing I think is people don't know themselves as well as they think they do. That's number 1.
Mhm.
And then number 2 is some people like their jobs. And so I say number 1 is people don't know themselves as well as they think they do. I
Mhm.
think some people think they are more ambitious than they are. I think some people think they have grander ambitions than they are willing to work for. And
Mhm.
I don't think we can live in a, and I said this in the first episode, I am not one who lives in, oh, but the world should be like this. I should be able to have a work life balance and be a CEO. Sure, that should be able to happen, but that's not going to. So let's be realistic. If you want to be a CEO, there are sacrifices you need to make. If you want to
Mhm.
be an entrepreneur and run a multi-million dollar company, there are sacrifices you need to make. Emma Grede is
Mhm.
not talking to the woman who said, hey, I enjoy my part-time job at the library and I garden the rest of my day. She's not talking to them. They don't want that
Mm-mm.
lifestyle.
Nope.
They don't want they don't want what Emma Grede has, and Emma Grede doesn't want what they have. And so I think people need to do a little bit more soul searching and understanding, what type of person am I? Who do I want to be in this world, and what am I willing to do for it? Because I think a
Yeah.
lot of people are not willing to put in the work to be the person they want to be. They want the accolades, they want the attention, they want to sit and,
You
you know what
better
I mean?
preach.
Girl, they wanna sit and be on Forbes, but they don't wanna go to work. That's not how this works, that's not how this goes, and nobody's telling you you have to be on Forbes, but what
Right.
I'm saying is you can't expect Forbes and you're talking about work-life balance.
You can't expect Forbes and you're leaving the office every day before 3 p.m. Some you gotta put in the hours at some
You
point.
you have to put in the hours. Beyoncé is not Beyoncé because she practices 3 times a week.
You better speak. And that's why I
And
apply. Anytime I need to go hard, I go back and watch Homecoming. I look at Beyonce's
right.
philosophies. I said, I'm not going hard enough.
And
That's
and
rare
I
because
think
y'all know I'm
and
team
then
soft life.
and I think the second part of that, which flows into the Beyonce, is some people like what they do. Emma
Mm-hmm.
Grede seems like she absolutely loves the hustle of the business. She loves being an investor. She loves being a founder. She loves grinding, very similarly to me. And so
Mm-hmm.
you cannot sit there and tell somebody what they're doing is unsustainable for them if that's what fuels them. Like if she's
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing she loves, let her do that and spend the time. Emma Grede loves that shit. She loves
She
it. That is her
does.
art. That is her music. That is her song. That is her magnum opus to the world. That is her
Mm-hmm.
art. And so
That's
how
it.
that's all it is. That's what she loves to do. Not everybody hates their job, y'all. I know we're on TikTok and a lot of people complain about their jobs and they hate the 9 to 5 and the corporate life. Some girls want
Yeah.
to be a CEO. Some people are sitting at that desk every day saying, I love this. I eat this
Mhm.
up.
And they
So,
want to climb that ladder. And you know what bothers me? Like, maybe not for this specific podcast because it was Kiki Palmer's, but Emma Grede literally
mhm,
has a beautiful podcast just about her
yes.
corporate experience and turning your personal brand into a business. Y'all tune in to this person. Actually, yes, I'm going to take it back because you clicked on the Kiki Palmer interview, you knew who she was interviewing, and you want this. You know, she's a CEO, she's a power boss woman, and then you get mad when the CEO tells you the secrets of how they got to be in there. I
Mhm.
don't get it. It reminds me of when people was mad at Lori Harvey for talking about Pilates and what she does to get those beautiful abs she got. You know what? It goes back to my original point. I saw Lori Harvey video. I tried Pilates a couple times. I said this ain't for me.
Is skinny worth the sacrifice?
It's not. That's another one. If you ain't listening to that, go back to that too. But no, it's like if you go into your point nine, know yourself, know what you're willing to sacrifice, know what fuels you, know what a value is in your life, and then you can know where to put your time. But don't expect CEO results and you're putting in manager, director level input. That's all I'm saying.
I think people are wanting everybody else to work less so they can get ahead. No. No.
Not till you get to the top.
Some of us are built that way. I don't want to be broke. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. Like, so
And that's the
yes,
clip right there. Clip it.
I don't want to be broke. I remember being broke. I remember working 2 jobs in
Mm-hmm.
college to make it. I remember all of those things. I don't want to do that. And
Yeah.
so because I don't want to do that, I'm putting energy into what I care about, what I love. I'm putting energy into getting these bonuses at work so I can put energy into what I care about and what I love. And I'm taking that
Mm-hmm.
and running with it. I just hate when the girls, again, think everything should apply to them. If you don't want that
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, it's okay. Just don't do it. Very
Mm-hmm.
simple.
And that's why skinny ain't worth the sacrifice. Lori Harvey. No, I'm just playing.
I'm not eating an almond a day. Girl,
I'm
please.
not. Pilates solid core. I was struggling. I said, what are y'all
No.
training for? But all right, Come Click. We hope you've enjoyed the listen today. If you listened this far, consider yourselves cuffed
To the culture.
to the culture, baby.
But all right, Cuff Click, you guys know we are back Monday with a new group chat conversation. Ah,
Woo-woo,
so
perfect
exciting.
timing. So make sure if you're not already, you follow us on all socials at Cuff the number 2 the culture on Instagram and TikTok, and at Cuff the number 2 culture on Twitter or X. So you can be up and aware for all of our drops. Okay,
All of our
lock in.
things. And if this episode made you feel like you were talking to your homegirls in the group chat, send it. Share it to a friend. We want the listens. We want more homegirls. So let us know how you felt about it in the comments, Cuff Click.
Bye guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Coming in.